All right, so I made a video about a year and a half ago about how basically my story of my stomach ulcers, how I had five of them, my H. pylori experience with doctors, the medicines that I've taken. Yeah, my stack basically to get rid of the bacteria, the procedures. I had two endoscopies. I went through all that stuff, and I'll link the video below. But I've gotten some questions in this past year and a half regarding how I'm doing now, and basically it was a long video. It was like a 45-minute video or something like that, so maybe a 40-minute video. It was long enough to where I can see why somebody might just not watch the whole thing. So maybe not a lot of information, or maybe somebody didn't get all the information and ask questions in the comments. So instead of just answering them individually with what I believe deserves a better explanation than just something quick, I decided to make kind of a follow-up video answering what I would call frequently asked questions of kinds. So some people, and thanks for giving me like the story that you've been through. But I'm gonna read some of these. I'm looking at my computer over here with my YouTube comments on. And I'm just gonna go through them and answer them essentially. Uh, so let's see. Um, I've been taking H. pylori medicine for 11 days now. Feel dizziness, anxiety attacks, stomach pain. How long you complete heal? Please suggest any precautions after meal or before meal. Take medicine. So this is a good question. As far as me healing completely, once again, I'll just say the antibiotic cycle that I was on once the H. pylori was discovered was tetracycline, metronidazole were the two antibiotics that I believe I was taking, and then I had to take these bismuth pills. So I had to take a ton of bismuth pills, and I had to take like this specific set of pills 4 times a day for like 2 straight weeks or something. It was like 50 pills a day or something like that. But those are the two antibiotics I was on. Um, and once everything was all said and done, once I completed the antibiotic cycle, and I gave a stool sample back to the doctors, the GI doctor, and they tested my stool for the H. pylori. It was negative, so no H. pylori. So we figured, okay, it was gone. My stomach still hurt after the fact, and it took maybe probably not 4 months, let's say 2 or 3 months to completely like go back to normal, because my stomach was so inflamed for so long and I had like gastritis. What it honestly felt like, this is weird, it felt like the walls of my stomach were touching each other. So it was extremely uncomfortable. Some days hurt more than others. It was like always like kind of a little pain, a constant pain, but some days hurt more than others. Like I said, there was inflammation for so long that it took a while for my stomach to heal. Probably 2 3 months for my stomach to completely heal to where I could say, okay, I don't really feel much anymore. I still have scars in my stomach, like scarring due to the ulcers and shit from the healing. But so that's that as far as that goes. As far as any medicines, or any like things that I did for self practice or food, I never really found a pattern. To be honest, I was still super hungry. Like I have a big appetite as it is, and I always still had the same appetite, and I didn't really notice a pattern between if I ate a lot, my stomach would hurt more or less. So that I can't really help with, but any other medicine, nothing like really. I took probiotics, but I don't think that did fuck all, to be honest. Like so, what the hell was it? Culturelle or something? I would take that once a day, once in the morning, or two in the morning. I don't even remember what's the unit for those probiotics. I don't even remember what it is. Billions, CFU or something. I could be completely flora, something like that. I don't really know. But anyways, I took probiotics, but nothing other than that. Tums maybe like for heartburn if it comes up, but don't abuse any like. I wouldn't take a shit ton of Tums or Nexium or a proton pump inhibitor, which is Nexium, or Prilosec. Those are like omeprazole. I wouldn't abuse those, or unless a doctor tells you to do so. Once again, go through what the doctor tells you to do. I'm not a medical professional. Definitely consult the doctor. This is just what I did. So that's that. Let's see. Basic, am I completely cured? Yeah, for the most part. Like I said, I have I have scarring in my stomach, and I think it might slow my digestion down from time to time. For the most part, I feel fine. I don't really have any stomach pain. I don't think I've thrown up since 2019. To be honest, I don't know if I ever threw up because of my stomach problems at all. I threw up because I was sick. Like, I got like a legitimate stomach bug to where I think I would have been sick whether I had my stomach issues or not. But I'm pretty much back to normal. I have been for years. I haven't really felt many problems with it. Like I said, maybe with my scar tissue in my stomach, it might cause slow digestion. But other than that, no real bad problems. Hopefully it doesn't cause problems later on. I always think about that. It's in the back of my head, but hopefully not. How's life going? My life's going good. Ever since I healed or was cured, feel pretty good. So life's going really well. Haven't really had to deal with too many problems, especially regarding to my health. My health's been pretty decent for the past 5 years or so, since when my antibiotics ended. Somebody said that they have terrible anxiety because of it. I'm gonna give, I guess, an anxiety tip. I had anxiety. I had anxiety too, because you're not yourself. You feel like garbage. You're in pain a lot. You're quick to anger and quick to get get pissed off, stressed out. Anxiety, I understand. The best thing I can say is you just gotta try and understand that it's okay to have those feelings, but just try and keep it even keeled. Try and keep yourself under control. Understand other people are going through this too, and the only thing you can do, first of all, it's not your fault. Don't ever think. Sometimes I would think, like, what if I had done something differently? There's no way you can know. There's no way you could have known. Just solve the problem in front of you. Listen to the doctors and just take it one step at a time. Don't look backwards. Just focus on trying to get better, doing everything that you can do. That's it. And I think that helps a lot with the stress and the anxiety. It was never your fault. Now try and solve your problem from here. And just know that you're not alone. There are people you can talk to. I'm not as good as replying to comments as I should be, but shoot me a comment and I'll try and reply. Like I said, I can make videos like this. This is why I'm making this video, because I think some of this stuff deserves a better explanation than just comments. So that's why I'm making this long overdue video. Okay, I've been taking H. pylori medicine for 11 days now, feeling dizziness, anxiety attacks, stomach pain. How long for it to completely heal? We just did that one, yeah. Hey, mate, you give me hope. I'm in hell now. Yeah, like I said, just try and solve the problem in front of you, one step at a time. Consult the doctors. Don't do anything crazy. And I know if you're in pain or if you're feeling stress, just know it's temporary. It's not forever. So just try and keep those positive thoughts. Did I feel sick taking the antibiotics? That's a common one that I got. The answer is not really, to be honest. I took like 50 pills a day. I don't ever remember feeling specifically horrible on them. Maybe like a little drowsy, or a little drowsy maybe, or a little like lethargic or sluggish, but I don't ever remember feeling like complete garbage. One of them, I could be wrong about this, but I thought it was the metronidazole that you absolutely can't drink on. You know, when you get like medicine, and I'm not like the biggest drinker in the world, but I ended up going to a football game with a college football game with my friends, and they were all drinking, and my medicine specifically said, like, do not like mix with alcohol. There's going to be terrible interactions. And I think obviously it makes you super sick. So I stayed away from any alcohol. So if I did drink, it probably would not have been a good time. So no, I didn't really feel horribly sick on the antibiotics, but I think it can fuck with some people. Some people I know like feel like shit when they take certain things. At least 2 antibiotics and a PPI are needed to wipe out H. pylori. Well, I was definitely on the 2 antibiotics. Maybe I was definitely on PPIs for a period of the time. I don't know if I was specifically on it during the antibiotic cycle. I may have been, but I was definitely on the PPIs before they actually diagnosed me with H. pylori. I was on omeprazole and pantoprazole. Pantoprazole is a little bit stronger. That's Protonix, I believe, would be the like the brand name Protonix, but and pantoprazole is the drug name. But I was on that because it's a little bit stronger than omeprazole, and I was taking that as like a PPI for when before because they thought I just had reflux. But that was before I got actually diagnosed. Still get stomach issues or GERD. How's my diet now? Can I play sports or work out in the gym? Yeah, so as far as stomach issues go and GERD, like I said, I don't really have too many stomach problems or as long as I'm eating healthy, like when I eat a ton, some like I have a big appetite, so when I'm like out of shape and I'm eating too much just in general, sometimes I'll get a little bit of heartburn, but that's more of a lifestyle thing. Like that's when I need to get my shit together more so than it is a product of my stomach problems. My diet now, right now it sucks because it's the end of the year and I've just been kind of eating whatever. There's nothing specific, nothing that I try to stay away from really, but come the start of the year I'm gonna be cutting meat out, so I'm gonna go full vegetarian at the beginning of the year. It's late December right now, so starting 2025, gonna cut out meat completely and start doing a lot better with food. Hopefully, it helps my digestion a little bit. It's not my bad digestion. I don't think is a complete result of my stomach issues, but hopefully it helps as much as possible. Do I play sports or work out in the gym? Yep, still can do that. I was able to do pretty much anything I could physically, even when I had my problems. I lost some weight because I was eating less, but I wasn't like horribly gaunt, horribly skinny. Uh, I was still able to work out, still decent. I was still decently strong. Could play sports during those times, and now I especially still do. So, and that's another thing. Like, if it helps you to get in the gym or do something that, even if like you're in like pain, even if that stuff gets your mind off it, whether it's going to the gym, lifting weights, playing basketball to get your mind off it, those things are important. And I think it is important to stay physically active even when you're going through your problems. Not only because it can get your mind off it, but because it's good for your body in general. And then once you're healed, you won't have to worry about like, oh, now I got to get in shape or now I got to get back to the gym or something. So yeah, stay in the gym if you're able to. I was able to, and I still do now after the fact. So this person they've been getting progressively worse. They have a knot in their stomach, gas, heartburn, nausea, sick as a dog. They just sent their stool kit in, ordered by the gastro, no results yet. Endoscopy coming up. Suspecting H. pylori. If you'd be willing to chat, please let me know. Yeah, so I I told this person to contact me. I don't know if I heard anything back, but I will answer on this now. So as far as the knot in the stomach, gas, heartburn, it sounds similar to what I have. I didn't have terrible nausea, it's a good thing, obviously, but it could still be that. I'm curious to see what happened with this person to see if they actually did have the H. pylori. It's kind of interesting how in a situation like this, you almost wish to be positive for it because you want to know exactly how to solve the problem. If you have this problem, you're like, shit, what's going on? This is how I was because I don't know what was wrong with me. And gastritis and stomach ulcers, they're not that common as far as I'm aware, so only a couple things can cause them. So when I had two endoscopies, when I got my first endoscopy, it didn't come back, and they did a biopsy. It did not come back positive for H. pylori. So I didn't know what the hell was wrong with me. So that's what was so confusing about it, is that I just thought I was just going to have to live like this forever or until, the worst happened. But I mean, it's interesting because you're like, oh my God, if I get tested positive for H. pylori, at least we'll know how to treat it, and then my issue can go away, and I can be cured. So it's just crazy. It's like how often is it that you wish for a positive result on like a bacteria or a disease like this? But yep, that's how it's going. That's what it sounds like. I really hope the person who made this comment's doing better now, got their results back, and um, is on the mend, or if it feels better. This was months ago, so hopefully they're on the way to being better now. Did I ever have stool problems? Not really, but something kind of nasty is when I was on my antibiotic cycle and I took the bismuth pills with the antibiotics. Every time I would have a BM, a bowel movement, the stool just turns black. It just turns your stool just pitch black, so it looks so weird. But that's what the bismuth pills do. I don't really know. I don't even really know the science behind that, but that was part of the stack, so I did. And I had to take like, I don't know, 20 bismuth pills a day, because maybe 4 at a time. Maybe it was 8 actually. It may have even been more. It may have been 32 bismuth pills a day, which is just a shit ton, obviously. Yeah, it was either four bismuth pills 4 times a day, or 8 bismuth pills 4 times a day. So it was either 16 or 32. I don't 100% remember. How did you get better? So I just took my antibiotic cycle, and then they tested me a couple weeks later, and I was healed. And then they tested me a couple weeks later after the antibiotics, and I was negative, and then I just took a while for my stomach to heal. So another thing that I see is that some people have a hard time eating. Luckily, I didn't really have a hard time eating as far as appetite goes or swallowing, but as far as like having a hard time eating, once again, I just consult the physicians. Hopefully, it can get solved, and um, always make sure you demand an H. pylori test too, because there are a million things that can be wrong, and I understand like a lot of doctors will they won't do specific tests because they either want to save you money, or they want to try and, what's the most likely thing? Let's go for that first, and then we'll move on to something else if that doesn't work. But after a while, sometimes you just got to say, hey, like, I want this test. I'll pay the money. The health is important. Still listen to the physicians, but say, hey, I'll take this test. When can you get me in? You gotta just demand it at some point to make sure you get the care that you need. Can H. pylori cause acid reflux at night? So I think so. I didn't have horrible reflux, but sometimes I did. And like I said, for that, they might prescribe you a PPI like the omeprazole or pantoprazole to stop the reflux, or try Tums. Drink a lot of water. I think that can help reflux as well. But yeah, I think H. pylori can definitely cause reflux. So if you suspect it, once again, that just goes back to, if you suspect that you might have it, H. pylori, just go ahead and try and get that endoscopy. I know it might be, it's easier said than done, but once they get the biopsy, once they figure out what's wrong, that's the first step and most important step in getting you cured. Gastritis. Yeah, gastritis is just stomach inflammation. It sucks. Someone is saying that I could have got off the PPIs and did the breath test or the stool test. Yes, so I actually had to get off the PPIs to do the endoscopy the second time. So I was on my PPI still when the endoscopy was done for my first time, and apparently if you're on that medicine, it can interfere with the biopsy and interfere with the procedure. So for the second time, what I did was I went off the PPIs. I went off the PPIs for a couple days, and then they took they biopsied me, and I seemed to be fine. Or they were able to get the positive for H. pylori at that point. So if you're getting a test, definitely ask the doctor. But if you're getting any kind of procedure done, maybe it's a good idea to come off any medicine, so that way it doesn't interfere with the procedure like it did for me. So definitely ask the doctor about medicine. Should I come off the medicine before my procedure, so that way they can get an accurate test result? Yes, so this comment here says, I think you can get H. pylori and or ulcers from taking Adderall on an empty stomach. Maybe, but I don't know about Adderall, but definitely I think Advil and naproxen. So like ibuprofen and naproxen. I think Aleve is the brand name for naproxen. But I think if you take that too much, you will get it's possible to cause ulcers that way, and that's why it's really rare. Like if you haven't taken a ton of naproxen or Advil in a while, or like literally the year I got it, I started feeling pain in like 2018, and I never take ibuprofen or naproxen. Like it's extremely rare. I don't get headaches a lot. I don't really have any reason to take them. So if I take two ibuprofen pills a year, that's a lot for me. So it's rare. So I was like, what the hell could this be? That can't be it. If you're in a situation like that, definitely look into H. pylori because that could be the reason. And I think that's the most common cause of gastritis and stomach ulcers, if I'm not mistaken. There's also a really rare disease that can cause it too, but it's really rare. So, yeah, it's much more likely to be H. pylori. Did I ever get short of breath and the bubble in the bottom of your rib cage that makes it hard to breathe? So, I think a little bit. And one time that I specifically noticed this is when my problems first arised. It was like early 2018, and I used to train martial arts, and my trainer was pushing me really hard one day. When I was like going in a circle, I was like, hitting bags. It was like a cardio thing just as much as it was a technique and um, martial arts training exercise. And I remember being really sluggish and my breathing was really bad. And even my trainer was even said, he's like, what's wrong with you today? He's like, you seem really out of it. And I just remember having a difficult time breathing. And this seems yeah, short of breath a little bit, bubble in the bottom of my rib cage. Yeah, a little bit. And like I said, I did feel like a lot of times that the walls of my stomach were touching. So maybe that's what it is too, because my stomach was so inflamed. So I think it can affect your breathing. Definitely, if it's too much to handle, definitely don't push it. Don't push it if you can't. But I was able to get through it a lot of times. It wasn't like horrible for me. How many times did I do the antibiotics therapy that I tested negative after? So I did the antibiotics therapy one time, and it's because they only tested me positive for H. pylori once. So luckily, they were able to test me for H. pylori the second time around. Like I said, they didn't catch H. pylori in my first procedure, but when I had my second endoscopy, which was 4 months after the first one, they biopsied it again, H. pylori positive, and then they gave me my antibiotic cycle. I took the antibiotic cycle for the 2 weeks. They tested me. They did a stool sample, tested me. I was negative for H. pylori. So luckily, once I was diagnosed with H. pylori, it was smooth from there. So from that point on, it was relatively smooth. So I only had to do it once. Did I take only the antibiotics, or did I need the PPI with them? I'm terrified of the PPI, but I don't have reflux, just have infection. So once again, I know I keep saying this, but I'm going to say it again. Always consult the doctor, see what they have to say. But as far as what I did, I don't remember if I took the PPI with the antibiotics, but I know for a fact that I did take them before I started the antibiotic cycle. So consult the doctor on that one because they'll let you know. That I take antibiotics with Theastic gum. I think they might mean mastic gum, but I didn't do mastic gum, but I tried slippery elm for a while, and it's like this herb. I'm not convinced any of that herbal stuff actually works at all, and I tried a few things because when you're in pain, you're like willing to try everything to get yourself better, but I don't think any of that stuff works. I wasn't actually cured until science, real modern medical science found the bacteria, and we were able to get me on an antibiotic that got rid of it. But did I take antibiotics with mastic gum? No, but I did take a probiotic with the antibiotics, but I took the probiotic at a completely different time. So like I waited like at least a couple hours before I took it because I didn't want them to offset each other, the antibiotic and the probiotic. I don't 100% know if that's a thing, but I think I've heard somewhere that like don't take them at the same time because they can offset each other. That may or may not be true. Like I said, I'm not a I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, so, but that's just how I did it. So I took the probiotic while I was on antibiotics, took them at different time than the antibiotics, but no mastic gum. Slippery elm, I don't think it would have, I don't think it does anything. Mastic gum, I don't really think it does anything. And I don't think it would interfere with an antibiotic either. Okay, got severe pains in the upper belly, got told by doctors it's gastritis, PPIs for 3 weeks and zero change. Still constant pain and feeling sick 24/7. Throat is in pain. Also, I assume this is due to the acid levels rising. I've completely cut out all the bad things I was eating before and only drank water and plain boring food for almost 6 weeks. I've been dealing with this. I've been off the PPIs for almost 2 weeks. I will hand them a stool sample test for H. pylori. It's just a waiting game. Just want answers. All the natural remedies I've tried have done nothing and don't work for me. My dad had several ulcers when he was younger. Any advice would be appreciated. Yeah, so basically things I've said so far, all go with that. I mean, this was months ago, so I hope, like, it seems like it could be H. pylori, and I really hope it was, and you got your diagnosis, and got your antibiotics, and got you feeling better. But as far as your father having ulcers, I don't know if it's a genetic thing. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Um, I don't know on that, so that I can't give any credence to or any input on. But yeah, it's a good thing that the stool sample to test for the H. pylori, that's really important. Make sure you get that test. If you're out there and you still don't have a diagnosis or the stool sample didn't work and you're still feeling bad, try an endoscopy. Try and see if they can do an endoscopy and get a biopsy. That's what I would say. Once again, talk to the doctor first, but that's what I would suggest trying. Look into thiamine deficiency. See, I don't know what that is. I don't know if I've ever had that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any knowledge on that. Pain for 2 months, got the antibiotics, but scared to take them. Did you have any side effects? So, like I said before, I don't really remember any specific side effects. Maybe feeling a little bit tired. Some people's worse than others. I don't know how you've reacted to antibiotics in the past, like, what is it, amoxicillin or something for strep throat or an ear infection or something like that you need an antibiotic to get rid of. But I will say that you got to listen to the doctor, and if they tell you need to take these antibiotics, I know it's scary, but you got to just do it. It's one of those things you got to just not think about it. You like clockwork. What I did was I separated my antibiotics. I put every single pill session, every time I needed to take pill 4 times a day. The pills that I needed to take at that time were in a baggie. I had a ton of like plastic baggies spread out. So let's say I needed to take 4 bismuth pills, 2 of one antibiotic and 2 of another. That's 8 pills. So let's say I needed to take 8 pills 4 times a day. All 4 times, there were basically 4 bags a day, 8 pills each. So just do it like clockwork. Don't even think about it. Just pop them, boom, 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 and that's it. You got to just, don't even, after a while, it's going to become like second nature and it won't be so bad. But your health is way too important not to do it. If you need somebody to talk to or somebody to be in the room with you, like a significant other or family member to help you out and say everything's going to be all right, I need you to take these, then go ahead and do it, because getting better is the most important thing. I know taking pills can suck, but you got to put your health first, and it's only temporary. Always remember that the antibiotics are temporary. You're not going to have to take them forever, but then you can recover, and your health needs to be a priority. So, like I said, if you need to get somebody to help you out and make sure you take them, go ahead and do that. Okay, so did I have like a brick or pool noodle feeling in my abdomen, especially when I bent over? This person has duodenitis. I think your duodenum is like near your stomach, and we'll be getting an endoscopy soon. Could be an ulcer. The only difference is the protonic seems to be helping me. The swelling feels much better, but I still have a little discomfort under my right rib into my back. I had my gallbladder removed almost 2 years ago. I have to colonoscopy at the same time because I had my first flare of diverticulitis. The CT scan showed both issues. Funny thing is, I was waiting for my doctor appointment about the stomach, and the other issues came out of nowhere. I appreciate you making this video because I asked about going off the PPI before my test because I read you should. Yes. She told me no, I could keep taking it. Okay, well, listen to the doctor. I'm going to lay off for the week before I go for the test. Well, that's up to you. So, anyways, I hope everything's fine with you. I hope they found perhaps an ulcer or H. pylori. Because yeah, I did kind of feel that like I said, I did feel like a lump in my stomach, or like my stomach was inflamed and it felt like the walls of my stomach were touching each other. So I really hope that they did diagnose you with something and are able to get you better. So hopefully you're feeling a lot better now. I don't know much about I don't know if I think I actually did have like inflammation in my duodenum, so maybe I had that too. But once again, once the H. pylori was gone and everything healed, I stopped having those problems. So it's all about solving the root of the problem. How long after treatment before I had my full appetite back? I always kind of had my appetite, but as far as like healing, took about 2 or 3 months for my stomach to heal after the antibiotics were done. Day 5 of antibiotics, brutal. Yeah, I hope everything got better. What issues do I still have? Just like I said before, nothing too bad, but a little bit of scarring in my stomach. If you have H. pylori, make sure you have your family check and you'll heal. Don't worry. Catch it at early H. pylori can cause ulcer feeling. Yeah, so as far as family goes, I've heard that you can like give H. pylori to people that are around you. So that's something to take into consideration. I was living with my family at the time and I haven't heard, like I said, this was 5, 6 years ago. I haven't heard of anything, so I'm hoping everything's fine, but I guess that can be an issue. So that's something to keep in mind. Have you done second? Yep, I did 2 endoscopies. The second time is when I was diagnosed. After the 14-day treatment, did I get anxiety? After triple therapy, did you need to continue taking PPI? Did you have to maintain diet after that? Improve quickly after that. So, after the 14 straight, I get a little bit of anxiety, but I think that was just general anxiety, like feeling like shit, not being myself, being in pain for a year, not knowing what was going on with me. That stuff gave me anxiety, I think. After triple therapy, did I need to continue taking the PPI? No, I don't think I needed really anything after I was completely done with the antibiotic cycle. I just stopped taking it, and my stomach kind of healed over time on its own. I didn't really take anything specific. But once again, as far as anxiety goes, I think it was just because I wasn't feeling well and I didn't know. Once I knew and started to feel a little bit better day by day after the antibiotics, my anxiety, I think it decreased a little bit. It improved. So if you're having anxiety, once again, you just got to always think that it's not permanent. It's temporary. You're going to get through it. You just got to, once again, take it one step at a time and solve the problem in front of you. And that's it. That's all you can do. And you got to just never give up. Just keep thinking day by day. Do what needs to be done to make yourself feel a little bit better. And always, keep in touch with the medical professionals. They're there to help you out. 5 years ago, okay, so this person had it 5 years ago, similar to me, did the full antibiotic treatment. I was good and back to normal. All my symptoms came back 5 years later. I went and got tested, had an endoscopy and stool test, all negative. I was in shock. I don't think those tests are accurate. I still think I have it again. I'm going to get tested again. I wouldn't say the tests aren't accurate. I wouldn't go that far. But as far as the stuff coming back, that terrifies me. Like if it came back, I would have a better idea of where to start just because of what I went through and because of what I know now. But that's scary. I really hope that you're all better. Again, that's really terrifying for like my problems to come back because that was not fun. But hope everything's all right. Hopefully it was just like a stomach bug or something, or you were just like temporarily sick. But I hope it never comes back. I hope it didn't actually come back, and if it did, I hope you solved it really quickly. I think that's just about it. And someone's saying, I hope everyone can get cured from wrist disease. Yeah, me too. But I think that's just about it as far as basic questions go on it. I should have made this video a little bit like a while ago, but for now, that's what I got. Anybody comment down here. I'm gonna get better with responding to people and making more videos if I need to on this topic. And once again, if you're going through ulcers, H. pylori, GI problems, you're definitely not alone. There are people you can talk to, and it's only temporary. So day by day, listen to the doctors, just do your best to get better, and um, yeah, you'll have an interesting story maybe just like me. So it's not all bad, and you'll be able to help people maybe like I'm trying to do. So it's not all bad. Anyways, that's about all I got for now. Let me know if you have any questions.